Alright, hello, citizens of the Nigelverse. It is Nigel once again, and this is going to be another wrestling review. So, it is spooky season here on the channel, and because of that, we're looking at some Halloween Havoc matches. I told you this year, kind of similar to what we did last year as well. This year, kind of continuing the tradition from last year, we're going to be showing some Halloween Havoc matches, reviewing some Halloween Havoc matches, I should say, from both the WCW side and the NXT side. And because as last week was WCW, or a couple weeks ago, I should say, since last time, I'll say, was WCW. Now it's NXT's turn. What happened and when in the opener or so? Oh, in the opener. Or of Halloween Havoc here, Halloween Havoc 2020, that is Johnny Gargano successfully became the new NXT North American champion when he defeated Damian Priest in the Devil's Playground match. But what would happen when the other main leader of the Way, and at this time I believe the other sole member of the Way, I think it was just when it was the two of them, would the other half, would Johnny Gargano's better half, Candice LeRae, be able to capture the NXT Women's Championship from Io Shirai? Let's find out. I'm, of course, talking about NXT Halloween Havoc 2020 in the main event. And if you can believe it, as Io Shirai defends the NXT Women's Championship against Candice LeRae. What type of match will it be? We will find out. But of course, I'm not professional wrestling reviewer or anything like that. Just a man who enjoys a good time, and I must say I had a pretty good time watching this match. Not just as watching it for the sake of review, but just watching it in general. Without further ado, let's get right into it. If you've seen these reviews before, you kind of know how this works. Yeah, I'm going to be talking about what I liked and disliked about the match. But a couple things of admin, and before we get into that, for starters, this was the debut of Halloween Havoc within NXT. This was around the pandemic, so they weren't really doing takeover. So this is when they were slowly shifting into the events, and they had the TV event, that being Halloween Havoc. So this was the first year of it, and because of that, they brought back Spin the Wheel, Make the Deal from WCW, and this match, the wheel landed on which it was spun by the special guest host, which was Shotzi Blackheart. It spun to a tables, ladders, and scares match. Not chairs, but tables, ladders, and scares match. Although spoiler, there would still be chairs here, but. So there is that. But the other thing is, man, this match was tricky to find. I didn't realize until I actually went to watch this match that the NXT, the old NXT episodes, such like the TV specials and stuff, no longer on Peacock. That's right, they took those off of Peacock. Now, I was trying to search around and figure out why that's the case, and why NXT UK was still on Peacock. Honestly, that's probably next. But I was trying to figure out what was happening until I found a Reddit thread pretty much describing that the NXT library would be moving to the CW app, which I guess makes sense because, NXT's on the CW now and everything, but at the same time, man, it was annoying. Especially annoying considering the library isn't on the CW yet. I know NXT just debuted on the CW, and so it might be a little bit before we actually get the full library of NXT on the CW app, but it is not there yet. So, I had to go to my last resort, that being in good old fashioned Daily Motion. Shout out to Daily Motion. Daily Motion and has saved my bacon and quite a few times. It's done it a couple times this year as well. Not just last year, but this year as well. So, shout out to Daily Motion. And even though it does have ads, kind of similar to YouTube even. Even though there was at one point where they played the same ad 3 times in a row. Shout out to Dailymotion for having the match and having the match in its entirety. But speaking of ads, this is kind of a miscellaneous thing. It's not going to play into the match, but they did include the ads that they had on like the USA Network / like Hulu, because it did like the picture-in-picture and everything. You gotta remember this is a TV special, and they played the Doritos no name ads where it pretty much the whole premise of that Doritos ad was that they didn't need the name, they just had the triangle because Doritos is so recognizable. I think that was kind of what they were getting at, and immediately my body recoiled because I remember when they did that ad campaign, and I was super confused about it back then, and still pretty confused about it now. I was like, oh, like it triggered I wouldn't say repressed memory, but something I totally forgot about. I was like, man, I totally forgot Doritos did that ad campaign. But nevertheless, now that the rambling is out of the way, getting into the match proper, like I said, pretty solid match. What I liked about it, I think the women worked really well with each other. The stipulation, it didn't hamper the match like the coal miner's glove match between Sting and Jake Roberts that we looked at last time. If you haven't already, go check out that review. Instead, this stipulation really added to it. The ladies were able to use the weapons. They used the ladders. We had the ladders. We had the tables. We did have the chairs, but we also had the scares, including Candice LeRae pulling out a bag which had rubber body parts, which it's yeesh. So Io then picked up the plastic arms and then started hitting Candice with them, which was hilarious. And even like they pointed out the absurdity of it on commentary. I had actually forgotten what was in that bag because it had been a while ago. I believe I watched Halloween Havoc when it first happened, if I'm not mistaken. But I had forgotten what was in the bag. So when those plastic parts were dumped out and they had like blood on them and stuff, I'm like, wow, it's like, obviously it's not real, but that is still kind of graphic. But yeah, just some fun action throughout. A couple scary spots, including when Io Shirai was humped off of the ladder in the corner, and the ladder fell on top of her. She tried to stop it with her legs, but the ladder just crashed on top of her legs. So that did look pretty scary. But otherwise, I think the ladies did really well. The same person under the hood tried to interfere in Candice LeRae's match here, but Shotzi took that person out. That person would, of course, later on be revealed to be Austin Theory, which is how he joined the way. But otherwise, just some fun action and Io Shirai picking up the win, and this match being the one to main event the show, I think was a decision I could see. Like, I could see why they decided to main event the show with this match. It was a fun match with quite a bit of action, and then Io Shirai gets the big win to retain here, her in the end. Candice LeRae still looked really well. There were some moments that did look a little scary, and I'm not talking about playing into the stipulation of the scares and the tables, ladders, and scares, but some moments where it was like, ooh, that looked like it hurt. But I think both ladies did really well against each other. And lest we forget, hey, here in present day 2024, Candice LeRae just scored a big win against Bayley, so hopefully she's getting a push here. And to see her kind of get a push in NXT around this time, to where you thought, hey, maybe she can become NXT Women's Champion, and sadly that would never happen. And I guess that's kind of the con that I have, is that I'm happy that Io Shirai won. Like obviously I knew in hindsight that Io Shirai had won, but even at the time, watching NXT, I think it's around when I really started to get into NXT and kind of what they were doing and everything. It's cool that Io Shirai won. Like trust me, I love Io Shirai, Io Sky, however you refer to her. Absolutely love her body of work. But it does kind of suck that Candice LeRae never became NXT Women's Champion. And of all the times to become NXT Women's Champion, I think this time would have been a really good time. Excuse me, to do it. Like, I think this might have been like the perfect time to do it. Yeah, Johnny Gargano win in the opener, have Candice LeRae win in the closer, become new NXT Women's Champion, and the way standing on top, it really would have helped legitimize them. But of course that's not how history panned out. But it definitely would have been cool to see Candice LeRae pick up the win here. But nevertheless, has still a really solid match, and I definitely recommend checking it out. Just why is it not on CW yet? I imagine, and they're slowly migrating it over, and probably within like the next coming months, they'll probably have like the old NXT library on the CW app. But it was tricky to find, but I'm glad I was able to find it. I'm glad I was able to watch it. But nevertheless, that is going to do it for this review. Thank you all so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, please do me a favor: like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, and turn on post notifications so you know every time I upload a video, so you can see as soon as it drops. And let me know in the comments below your thoughts on the match, my review of the match. Do you like the match? Do you like my review of the match? Let me know. Thank you all so much for watching. I will see you guys later. Peace.